What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. That is correct. You see that right. The Raptors have signed yet another player. So this was announced by Adrian Wojnarowski that free agent center Daniel Oturu is signing a 10-day hardship deal with the Toronto Raptors. I still am not used to saying hardship. This just sounds really funny when we think about 10-day hardship deal. But the Raptors have signed him. Sources tell ESPN Oturu has been playing for the G League's Windy City Bulls this season. He played with the Clippers in 2020-2021. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about Daniel Oturu's game, what he would bring to the Raptors. I'm going to take a deep dive into his statistics. As you guys know, I'm going to give you two player comparisons of who I think Daniel Oturu reminds me of. So if you guys are ready to watch this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you guys want to subscribe for the latest Raptors news, that'd be amazing as well. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, as you guys know, I do like to give out shoutouts on this channel. So for today's video, the shoutout goes out to Detective. So detectives, thank you so much for supporting this channel to your likes and comments. It is very much appreciated. And with that being said, let's talk about Daniel Oturu now. Now, the Raptors did get their center, and no, it is not a 7-foot center. Now, before you guys flip off and say he's only 6'8", he's 240 pounds, we need someone bigger, hear me out, guys. He is a very young player. He's actually drafted in the same draft class as Malachi Flynn and Precious Achiuwa as well. But when you talk about Daniel Oturu, you have to talk about his statistics. I'm not going to show you his NBA stats because he's played all but 5 minutes. He's played 5 minutes per game in 30 games with the Clippers. For whatever reason, he just did not get the opportunity with the Clippers. So I want to give you a bigger sample size of what he did in college and what kind of things he did in college. So when you talk about his statistics, as you see there, he played with Minnesota in college and for 2 seasons, and you take a look at his statistics across the board, and you see a big jump in the point section. He went from averaging 10.8 points to 20 points. It seems like a lot of his statistics took a huge leap. Even his blocks, he averaged 1.2 more blocks in his second season, averaging 2.5 blocks, which is huge. And his assists went up. His rebounds took a huge jump from 7 rebounds to 11.3. And what really impresses me, again, we know the Raptors need a stretch big man. And look at that 3-point percentage. And I know he's averaged 50%, but he barely took a 3 in the first season. But when you talk about his second season, look at those statistics and what he was averaging shooting percentage-wise in that 3-point column. 36.5% is really good for a big man. And again, you just go across the board and you see some amazing stats of what he's a great rebounder, someone who can block shots, and someone who can shoot the 3-point ball as well, which is exactly what the Raptors are looking for. Now, when you talk about Daniel Oturu, let's talk about his G League stats this season. Now, Daniel Oturu has been playing really well in the G League as well. Again, this is a little bit of a smaller sample size because he's only played 7 games. He has, however, played 32 minutes, and in those 32 minutes, he's doing quite a bit of damage. He's putting up 20 points. He's giving you a really good amount of rebounds as well, 9.7 rebounds, a decent amount of assists for a big man, 1.6 assists. But again, what really stands out to me is that 3-point percentage and the block. You take a look at his 3-point percentage again, very similar to his college, 37.5, and his blocks as well. He's averaging 1.9 blocks. Now, when we talk about player comparisons, and I told you guys that he may not be a 7-foot center, but this is why you should be really excited that the Raptors signed Daniel Oturu, because when you talk about his game and what he's able to bring to the Raptors, think of a Precious Achiuwa, which is the first player comparison I'm going to give you guys. And in terms of his versatility and how he's able to guard different players. Now, he may not be as fast as Precious Achiuwa or quickness. He's not as quick-footed as Precious Achiuwa, but he's still able to guard multiple positions. He has really quick recovery. So even when he gets blown by younger, or I should say smaller players, as in point guards, small forwards, shooting guards, he has a quick recovery step, and he's able to get those blocks, which is really impressive. And another player comparison you guys are going to absolutely love when we talk about Daniel Oturu is Isaiah Stewart. So we talked about his frame, 6'8", not being very large, but it's his physicality. It's those players that play much bigger than their size. Think of a Marc Gasol who's played like he's a 7-foot, but I believe he was listed at 6'10". 6'10", yet he played like a 7-foot center. So Daniel Oturu, he does not play like a 7-foot center, don't get me wrong, but he plays much bigger than his size. His physicality-wise, you can talk about his physicality and compared to, as I talked about, a combination of Isaiah Stewart and Precious Achiuwa, and he can shoot the 3-point ball as well. So the Raptors get a really nice player, Daniel Oturu, who can not only shoot the 3-point ball, he can block shots, he can be a rim protector, he can be very physical as well, so he can hold his own in the paint. And when we talk about this, guys, this goes a little bit unappreciated, but what if I told you that the Raptors had essentially 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks and a really high second-round draft pick? That is what the Raptors essentially have on their roster now. We had Precious Achiuwa, Malachi Flynn, and Daniel Oturu, who were all drafted within 13 spots of each other. Now, Precious Achiuwa is actually you can debate that he was projected to go somewhere late in the lottery, and he fell a few spots to the Miami Heat, but he developed one season in Miami. Now he's on the Raptors. Now, Malachi Flynn, I believe he's a great player. He's going to be a great player. He's just not getting the minutes. And when you talk about Daniel Oturu, now he was projected to go late in the first round as well. He fell a few spots, ended up going in the second round. But think of the fact that the Raptors have three really young players, all drafted in the same draft class. And again, I'm going to go back on this when I talk about the Raptors having 3 first-round picks. If I told you that the Raptors had 3 first-round picks, you would be absolutely excited. So I'm personally really excited about the players we have on our roster. I think Daniel Oturu could be another player we could look at who could potentially crack the roster depending on how he plays. He still needs a little bit of development, but I'm excited about Daniel Oturu and what he would bring to the Raptors. That physicality, his ability to shoot. He's able to dribble the ball as well. That is not something I touched upon, so he's really good at dribbling the ball. He can, much like Precious Achiuwa, he can attack the basket as well as shoot the three-point ball. He'll be a better three-point shooter than Precious Achiuwa. So you have options out there when you talk about big man. Now, of course, again, I don't want to overhype the signing too much, but Daniel Oturu was a big man I actually had in my mind when I thought about the Raptors and who they could potentially choose in that draft class. So I'm personally really excited to see Daniel Oturu and some of the new acquisitions, guys, to play. And it is to note, guys, it is something to note that I forgot to mention. I believe, don't hold me to this, but I believe Nick Stauskas and Brandon Goodwin did not pass the COVID protocols, which is why you're seeing the Raptors sign more players. So we'll hopefully get to see Daniel Oturu a little bit playing time wise. Hopefully he gets some playing time with the Raptors. Personally, I'm really excited to see him. But I do want to ask you guys, are you excited about this? Would you have liked to see the Raptors sign a 7-foot center, someone bigger, or are you happy with the signing of Daniel Oturu? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, guys, I do have a trivia question for you today. And this trivia question should be one that most or almost all Raptors fans should be able to answer. The Raptors' first general manager was it A, Rob Babcock? Rest in peace, Rob Babcock. B, Wayne Emery. Is it C, Isaiah Thomas? Or is it D, Masai Ujiri? So the first person to answer this question correctly in the comment section below gets a shout out in my next video. And I got an awesome bonus clip for you guys today. It is a reaction of the 76ers announcer to the Kawhi shot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys are still watching this video, guys, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys have yourselves a great day.
Guarding the ball. He's back. All right. Good double. Good play. No way. No way.